Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Friday, at least the time of this update here. It is Friday. We're heading into Friday evening, and it's looking like a summer-like weekend. Make sure the air conditioner is good to go because it's about to get steamy out there with the south winds and the humidity cranking up wide open. This is a good stay by the swimming pool weekend weather cast coming up. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what it looked like this Friday afternoon. Somebody was out enjoying the weather. There's Skyler, the weather dog, our mascot, Skyler the Pom. He was enjoying all this summer-like weather. Now, he doesn't like it when it gets too hot. It gets over in the upper 80s. He's in the shade or inside, but he loves to get out when it's a little bit cooler and not so hot. But yeah, he had a great time out there. Of course, he was in the shade, but he ran around a little bit and chased the ball around. But, summer is coming, and summer-like weather is coming this weekend, and it's going to start to feel hot, whether we like it or not. But, the trade-off is going to be for some of these lovely views like this right here. And I guess, today we've at least had some pretty brisk winds to kind of take the edge off some of that heat. So hope you're having a good weekend there so far, and we're just, I know, looking forward to a good weekend as well. Let's take a look at the weather heading over the weekend. You can see those showers and storms kind of cranking up out there over the plains, Missouri, North Arkansas. Notice they're kind of not really coming our immediate direction. They're going to kind of steer along mainly north of here, but as we go into tomorrow, on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, we could have a stray pop-up storm, and also we could see a couple of these storms to the north try to get in here. So I don't want you to be surprised if you see that. And again, this is going to be more like a summer pattern where not everybody's going to get the storms, but a few of us will likely see a storm or two in the weekend. But the good news, it won't be a total rain out. This is not like a long-term rain and storm situation. All right, let's take a look at our surface map. Is Friday, we got this warm front lifting in across the area. That is only going to make things steamier. And, for those of us that feels the heat pretty good, and that would be me too, even though I've lived in this area all my life, it's going to start to get a little uncomfortable. You put that humidity up there, 60, 70%. Dew points on up there in the 50s, upper 50s and 60s. It's going to feel much more hot, but as your grandmother might have told you, it's not so much the heat, it's the humidity, that steam sauna feeling that you start to feel out there that we haven't really felt in a while. We've had a lot of dry air, over the last couple of weeks. Well, here's a look at our severe weather risk heading into Saturday, and you can see, notice the major storms are going to be out there over the plains in the yellow and orange, but notice how that draws out all the way over into West Virginia and Kentucky. That's because most of the storms are going to fire up and originate out there over the plains into northern Missouri and Iowa, but they're going to get caught up in those steering winds in the mid-levels and try to steer in the general direction of Kentucky, and occasionally could see some of those get down into parts of northwest Tennessee, but they're not going to have as much to work with. That's why it's a lower risk of the green, the marginal, that's across that area to the east. Let's go ahead and take a look at our outlook for Sunday. You can see a little more amped up there over the same general locations, but a little further north. And then as we take a look into, let's skip ahead to Tuesday here, and you can see how it eventually starts to make its way our direction, very close by the time we get to Tuesday. And so that's one reason we're thinking it'll be kind of stormy middle of next week. And again, we can take a look here too, backing it up. There's Monday. And again, for reference, here's Tuesday. Notice how it's kind of drifting our direction there. So just one of the many things that we're looking at. Let's go ahead and take a look at the futurecast. This will take us on through the rest of this evening. A slight chance of a shower, rumble of thunder as we go into the evening. Most of us will remain rain-free. Now we're into Saturday morning. You can see a little bit of activity showing up, mainly over the northern counties. Here we are into around noon, a few storms possible there, especially north counties, Union City over to Paris. It'll be possible, and even a few of those down around Ripley, maybe to Humboldt. But notice it's very scattered in the day Saturday. Most of us do not get the rain. But again, if you're under one of those small, heavy downpours that's covering like a 2 or 3 mile area, it could contain some lightning. So you kind of have to treat it with respect, and this is the time of the year we say, if the thunder roars, go indoors, because a lot of you will just hear the thunder in the distance if you're out on the golf course or laying by the pool, but you may not even get a drop of rain in your location. So you just got to know that if you can hear the thunder, it's close enough you can be hit with lightning. All right, so kind of a scattered variety, summer-like weekend coming up for us. We'll skip ahead here to the weekend forecast. Highs on Saturday going up to 86. Again, a few scattered showers or thunderstorms. Not everybody will get them. And then heading into Sunday, we'll be up to 88. So we're going to go from about 86 for the high on Saturday to 88 for the high on Sunday. And so looking at our 7-day forecast, it's basically going to be a scattered slight chance of a storm or shower heading into our Friday evening. Again, most of us will not get the rain, and we'll drop down to a low of 68. And again, on Saturday, looking at that slight chance of a scattered storm, mainly popping up during the heat of the day. I know it sounds like a summer-like forecast. Well, it is very much going to be like summer heading into the weekend. Now, again, most of us won't get the rain, but if you hear the thunder, even if it's blue sky over your area, just remember the lightning is close enough that it could be dangerous. Highs go up to 86. Overnight lows will drop down to 65, and then we're headed up to 88 on Sunday. Should be a mostly dry and sunny day for us on Sunday, but scorching hot, especially compared to what we've already had this year with the humidity, dew points up there, and the upper 80s. It's going to feel hot to most of us out there. And then we're just going to take it up another notch. Now, as we go into Sunday night, dropping down to 69, it's going to still feel very warm and humid out there. And then we're going to go up to 90 degrees as we head into Monday. Again, some isolated storms in the heat of the day. Storms become more concentrated and numerous over the area on Tuesday into Wednesday. And, I'm still looking at where we could see some severe storms sometime around late Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll keep you updated on that. But a little more unsettled as we head into next week. At least it looks like we will be dealing with a little bit of a cool down as we head in towards the end of next week, back into the upper 70s. But the heat is coming. It's not going to stay away forever. We're going to get a good taste of it coming up this weekend. All right, guys, have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.